Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the University Epic Podcast, your go-to Universal Orlando trip planning podcast. I'm Jim Klein, along with Taylor Franklin. We are your hosts and travel agents for all things Universal. On today's show, tickets here, get your tickets. That's right, Epic Universe single-day tickets are now available for purchase. But even bigger news, we have a guest. A friend of the podcast and host of Unlocking Universal podcast, Holli Carter, is going to join us as we tour both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. You know, Holli, I haven't messed up an intro in about.
I don't believe it.
Got me nervous here. Yeah, editing does wonders, you know? So, well, it's really great to have you back on the show. It really is.
I'm so happy to be back with you guys. Both of you at the same time, too. So great.
We've been talking about this for like a couple of weeks now, and we keep being like, oh, we need to text Holli. And then we both forget.
Yeah. We'll shout you out. I hope you hear your name quite a bit. We're like, oh,
We're
Holli.
talking about you all the time.
I do. I'm like, people are listening. They were wondering, who is this chick?
Well, the root of all of my stories. Here you go.
Yeah, so this week, Universal announced that single-day Epic Universe tickets are currently on sale, and you can purchase them starting June 1st. Well, you can purchase them now, but the tickets can start on June 1st. So I'll put my 2 cents in, and then we'll go on from there. Holli kind of talked me off a ledge earlier in the week in our travel agent workplace because my initial point of view was it's a week after opening. I just sold tickets to people 3, 4, 5 months ago, and they had to purchase 3-day tickets, 2 days at the other 2 parks and 1 day at Epic Universe. And my feeling is those people really wanted to go to Epic Universe. However, it worked out for me anyway because they ended up getting a room, and obviously that's the whole point. I think that Universal did this, right? They made it into a, what are you going to do? Go to Disney and then shoot over. This particular client was going to Disney and they wanted to jump over to Epic, so they ended up booking a room. They added tickets and all that stuff. So it's good for me. However, hindsight, it's like I wish I would have known that it would have came out this early. I thought they were going to come out a little bit later on than a week after opening. That was my feeling. However, Holli brought up some good points on our travel agent group. You can now add Epic Universe. So now people complaining that, oh, I only get 1 day at Epic, you can add an extra day now and it works out. Right? So what are your guys' feelings? Because that was my initial thought, but more that I think about it, people could go to Epic now as much as they want.
I mean, that was my initial fear too, because I have a couple of guests that have been waiting for the Epic tickets, before I sold anything. So that was the initial fear too. So thank you for answering that question, because I was gonna get to that one too. But yeah, I mean, I thought we were gonna try to help with congestion in the park. I don't know. This feels like it's gonna be a lot more. I don't know.
I heard that June was already sold out. I haven't looked myself, but
I'm looking right now, and it does look like there are tickets still available for June as of recording on the 17th.
I have bad sources.
So what do you think, Holli? How'd you feel about this?
Well, I mean, I think that Universal prioritized guests that were spending a little bit longer time there, but what it allowed them to do was it allowed guests to get in and get those, after May 22nd dates in that initial time period. But the thing is, if you purchase these standalone tickets, you're not getting early entry, and you need early entry. This park is huge. If you don't get that extra hour, you don't get into Super Nintendo World. I mean, it's going to cost people. It's going to cost people. So the people I still think that the packages are the way to go. I think that the single day tickets are great to add into a package to give you more days at Epic, because I don't even think I think we're going to find that we can't even do the majority of things if we give it 2 full days.
It's massive. It's a huge park.
It's huge.
It's opening with so many attractions, so many things to do, so many things to see, so much stuff to eat. You know me, I'll eat everything. And but like it's except for vegan food, right? So
Oh my god. We're not starting the vegan thing again.
we're not going to go down that road. But yeah, you're going to need more than one day, and I think that was the biggest fear going into this with those like at least 2 days in the other parks, one day at Epic. At you know, you're everybody's like, well, now I have to purchase 2 3 day packages just to go to Epic twice, and that's
Yeah.
that's a problem. Like obviously that was a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So this is nice to be able to add on. You're going to need 2 days. I'm almost even going to say 3 days. So it's going to be nice to see what the packages are moving forward after this year and seeing if they can add more days to Epic. Maybe we'll do, you know, you could purchase 2 days at the other parks, 2 days at Epic into a package. That would be nice, right? Like, and they could still separate those tickets out where you can't, park to park to Epic. That's fine. Like, I could live with that for now. Once everything settles down, then we can get into that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that would be a nice offering that they could offer, like in the future.
Yeah. I think that they'll base it on how things go. I think, it's just going to take time for it. My opinion is that the entire rest of 2025 is going to be more like an extended soft opening than what the
Yeah.
park is actually going to be like when the dust settles and everything kind of falls into place. Because they're trying to balance. They're trying to keep everybody happy, and we know. We work with Disney clients too. It's not possible to please everyone, so they wanted to prioritize their own guests that were staying on site first, give them first dibs, and then they opened it up to pass holders, and then they opened it up to Florida residents. Which single day tickets to a Florida residents kind of makes sense, and for
I
pass
agree.
holders too, because most of them, they're pass holders. Taylor, you're a pass holder, but most pass holders are local. So it makes sense. But if someone, nobody's going to be flying down here, going to Epic for one day and then going home. So having a package is still going to be your best bet for the best experience. And one of the things we've learned with Universal altogether is if you can book as far out as you can, as soon as you know your dates, that you're going to get the better rates. You're going to get the better, the rack rates on the hotel rooms like now are going to be a lot higher than they were if people were booking this back in October.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good points. Yeah. No, it's nice that they're out there. People are excited. It definitely, um, the universe is doing everything right in this opening. It seems like it's they're building up such a buzz, and their commercials on TV are phenomenal, right? With the portals and like just everything is just right, right? And then now you have the team member previews going on, and like we spoke about last week, you don't see anything. And then today they released the pictures from inside the park, right? They allowed us
Yeah.
to share those, so you can see that on our TikTok right now. Um, I threw those up, but man, does it look good! It looks so good, and and the photo of Dark Universe looks so good. Like I don't know what kind of filter they put on that, but
They showed like someone else on Twitter that I saw showed like a the concept art versus like the actual picture, and like the only thing that looks different is that the concept art looks a little digital.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, how did you guys manage that shot?
it's
Nice.
it's it was good, and Isleberg too. I'm telling you, I'm gonna love Isleberg.
I,
I
I
know it.
think that's going to be the sleeper because it's the
Yeah,
biggest land. I think everyone's going to love it. I don't think it's for little kids. I don't, it's not. I think it's going to be great.
I follow a guy on TikTok, Piano Rob. I don't know if you guys ever follow him or anything like that. So it's Piano Rob. He does like dueling pianos at like Pat O'Brien's. He does
Nice.
the brunch at the Boathouse in Disney Springs. But he did the uh, what is it? The team member preview, and like obviously you can't say much. And he was like, "Hey, I can't really say much." He goes, "But the land that impressed me the most was Isleberg." And I was like, "There it is! I knew it! I knew that was going to be good." And yeah, it's a good he's a good follow if you're into. He does a lot of cool things, and he goes a lot of cool places too, obviously. All right, so let's move on. Taylor's going to take it over here, and we're gonna start touring the parks. We'll get into a little like touring of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So take it away, Taylor.
All right. So, hi guys, welcome to this metaphorical tour that we're all on, where lines are not a problem, wait times are not an issue. There's actually nobody in the park. It's just the three of us and our lovely listeners. So, first, um, first we have Minion Mayhem, because I've decided that's where we're starting in the park, and I don't want to go the other way yet. So we're gonna go towards Minion Land. So obviously it's in Minion Land. It is a motion simulator, and its requirement for height is 40 inches. Go ahead. What are we thinking about this ride, guys?
All right, I love it. I loved it when it was Hanna-Barbera. We did a whole show on Hanna-Barbera. But Minions Mayhem was great, and it's my son's favorite ride too. So I'm all in on that one. I love the pre-show. I love everything about the ride, and I love like that ride has been through two other iterations, and it's been good every time. I didn't never went on uh, Jimmy Neutron, but I watched the YouTube of that when we were doing the episode, and that looked great too. Like it always works out really well in that theater. So that's my take.
I totally concur. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
I got separated from my party the last time we went. And the dude sitting next to me was really weird, and I didn't like it. But I love the ride. The like after part where there's like the dance party that you have with the minions afterwards. That wasn't running the last time I was there. That's my favorite part of the ride.
I don't remember that. I don't remember it when I went last year either. Yeah.
It's not part of the ride. It's after you get off and you're going into the store. It's up on the big screens. They'll show you, and then the minions are there.
It's a
and it's
feature.
Like, on the ride, the end of the ride. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's a feature, and I love to dance with the minions.
They're the same size, height-wise.
Okay. Okay.
Fired early on in the episode.
It's fine. It's fine. Normally, I'm really mean to Jim, so you can be mean to me.
Oh, no, I'm not being mean. I'm just calling it like it is.
I'm not gonna lie. Did you see this? Maybe I shouldn't even say this. So, did you see the TikTok of Toad coming out and dancing the meet and greet?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
I was thinking.
Oh.
I'm not saying that. It's okay. Yeah, we all know what we're thinking.
He's thinking that you should apply for that job. Or maybe he thought it was you already.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a casting call, so I was wondering.
All right, we're moving on.
We're on the first ride. All right, let's go.
All right. Then we get to Villain Con Minion Blast. Same thing. It is in Minion Land. It is a moving walkway. You don't sit down during it. Kind of a downside, but I love Villain Con. How do you guys feel about Villain Con?
Go ahead, Holli.
I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. I know people are like, it's boring. I love it. You got to hold the blaster up where you can hear what's going on. And my biggest tip to everybody, and I mean, you guys probably already know, when you first hit those screens, you need to point like down where nobody is so you can see what your little thing looks like. So then you know when you're pointing at stuff if you need to adjust, if the sight's off or whatever. But I love it. And I am the reigning champion in my household, so I love it even more.
See, I should have
Yeah,
talked
so is
to
your
you
son
before.
in our household.
I should talk
And
to you
he won't let me forget it.
I find it to be a little chaotic in there, to be honest. Like, it's like I'm like moving around, like I'm twisting my body. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm shooting. It's such a great idea shooting at the floor for like I didn't even think
Well,
of
not
that.
at the floor, but like at the screen, but at like the corner of the screen, like where everybody's not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest with you. I thought, and they tried to like get me to link it up to my phone app, and I couldn't do it, and I don't know. It just didn't work out for me, and it just seemed trust me, I will go on it again. Like it's not like it's like, oh no, I hate that ride, like supercharged. But like,
We're so early. We're so early in your art.
Everybody,
but
Seriously, if anybody has bingo cards, supercharged was mentioned.
like every time he says supercharge, we take a shot.
yeah,
That was
Dylan
a candle.
it's fine for what it is. It's not my favorite arcade style attraction that I've been on. That's all. So
The only downside that I will say is that I do wish that like the time between you picking up the gun to link it to your phone and like you getting onto the walkway, I wish that was longer.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that
But
because sometimes it doesn't work. But
yeah.
I've never really waited for that attraction either. I guess if I don't know that I would like it as much as if the queue was longer whenever I went. I
Yeah.
think the fact that it's pretty much by the time you walk through, you're pretty much there, maybe 5-10 minutes. But
hmm Yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever waited for that ride.
I waited like 25 minutes. I think that's what really did me in. And then I'm
you're
like,
doing it wrong, Jim.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. But yeah, it was just like I waited to stand in line again to shoot a gun, like while standing in line.
Yeah.
You know, so like it was, I don't know, it was okay.
Yeah.
Not my
All
favorite.
right. All right. Okay, so unfortunately, well, or fortunately, depending on who you are, um, we've got the Rip Ride Rocket that comes up right after that. All right, Holly's already out on that one. Holly's not getting on it.
I've done it once during the day and once at night. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm also good on it. I don't really like it.
I never went on it. The last time we went, the kids didn't want to go on it. My wife didn't want to go on it, and I looked at it. I was like, nah. I heard too many bad like things about it. I was just like, all right, I could do without going on it. I didn't really like want to go on it either. So
It should
Oh, and I
be
didn't even mention that
quadruple
this is a New
R's
York
instead
ride.
of just 3 R's. It should be the Rip Ride Rough Rocket.
that's what I hear. Exactly. Like I don't need to get knocked around. I got a bad back already. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that closes in September, so
there we go.
all right. Next, we've got Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. I have never been on this ride. It's located in the New York area of the park. Another motion simulator. It's 3D and 4D. So I've never been on this ride, so I actually have no opinion on it.
All right, I'll go
Except
first.
for the AC. The AC in there, fantastic.
I'll go first. It's I liked it. I like it was fine for what it was. Um, the queue is great. I think the queue looks just like Rockefeller Center, so like that was kind of cool. Um, the ride itself is okay. Like it's nothing. I wouldn't wait a long time. Maybe max 15, 20 minutes. That's it. Anything more than that, I would skip.
Fair
I
enough.
like it too. And I agree. I wouldn't wait a long time for it, but I like it even more because my 2 little kids like it. And especially Elliot, he doesn't like anything with any kind of thrill factor, but he pretends he's driving during the whole thing and that so if I go on it and he's not there, I think about him the whole time I'm on it. So
Oh,
it's cute.
that's very sweet. I
Yeah.
love him. Noah hates it, so Noah and I just don't go on.
I'd ask why, but I really don't want to know.
He's a hater. That's why he's a hater.
I know that's why.
All right, next in the second to last thing that I have here for the New York area, Revenge of the Mummy. That is a thrill ride. It's an indoor roller coaster. The height requirement is 48 inches. I love the Mummy, but it's really hard for me to get in and out of those ride cars with my knee brace.
I love
So
it. I love Revenge of the Mummy. I think it's a great ride. I think it's thrilling. It's just a great indoor roller coaster. I like it. I'm in.
Yeah, I agree. I think the theming is fantastic, and since they like retracked it and kind of updated everything, it's wonderful. It's probably on the the upper end of me. I have to be careful when I ride it. Let's put it that way. So last time I rode it was at our AEP there, and it was right after breakfast, and that was not a good idea. Um, so I'm getting old, apparently. I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't. It was not a good choice at that point, but I still loved it until I got off. And then I regret mistakes were made, but it was worth it. It's a good one. I think everybody needs to do it at least once because
I
it's
agree.
really cool. It's not just a roller coaster. It's like dark ride coaster
Yeah.
and had a baby and
I was a bad tour guide when I brought my friends down here for HHN. We never got to ride the Mummy. So that just means I'll have to come back. And then we can ride the Mummy. Oh, okay. All right. And for the last one in New York, probably my favorite ride in this area, Transformers the Ride. I love Transformers. It's a motion simulator, 3D and 4D, though sometimes those 4D effects do not work. But it's 3D. It's fantastic. I love the ride. I'm always yelling. I think we've talked about this before about how into the rides I get, where I'm like yelling at the characters on the screen and I'm like, help us! Come on, Optimus, you've got us!
You
So,
know, with Transformers, that was one that we didn't know what it was because we'd never been on it before, and so we like looked at the the warning sign out front, and I always say the warning signs at Universal, like you could pretty much die on every ride. Like they are intense. They are
they
intense.
are. They're
So
really
covering their
long.
bases.
my son's not like the most thrilling like kid. Like he doesn't love thrills. So we're like reading this thing, and I'm like, what? Like I even asked the team member there. I was like, what is it? Like I don't understand. Like I couldn't get a good feel for it. He's like, Spider-Man. He's like, yeah. He's like, he's just like that, kind of,
Mhm.
sort of. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I'll do it. Like all right. So we ended up going on, and he loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we all had a blast. It was a
yeah,
great ride.
yeah.
I loved it.
That's a good one. A very repeatable ride. We got stuck on it once, and it was really cool to get walked off through the set on it. I
Oh,
would
that's
like to get stuck on everything and walk out.
yeah.
Me too.
So it was really neat.
All right, Jim.
What's
We
that?
know you're getting on this one. We know you're getting on it. For the first one, and the only one in the San Francisco area, even though I believe those have been merged now, yeah? Like it's just all New York, or am I incorrect there in my lands?
I mean, it's still San Francisco because we've got Richter's,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. All right. Ignore me.
and I don't care what they say. If they change it, it's still San Francisco as long as Richter's
See,
is there.
that was my thought too, but I wanted to be accurate.
Well, I don't know if it's accurate. That's just my. I don't know what I'm talking about. You just have to say it with confidence, and anyone will
Yeah.
believe you.
No, that's fair. All right, Jim, your absolute all-time favorite ride at Universal Studios. Fast and Furious Supercharged. I'm not getting on it. Absolutely not.
It's okay. I know we talk about this every time. It's the worst attraction I've ever seen in my life. It is from the only thing that's good about that is possibly the queue with the cars. If you're into cars, maybe like I'm trying to like you know reach here for anything positive. I feel bad for the cast member in the pre-show. He gets zeros, just crickets. Nobody. I feel so bad for that guy. Whoever has, he should get paid double whatever he gets paid because he gets absolute nothingness from anybody in that room. And if I hear the word family one more time on that ride, it's the worst. It's just awful. It's an awful attraction. And if Fast and Furious, you get on a party bus and you go through a tunnel. It's great. Oh, wonderful.
I went
Hollywood.
on it during the previews, like when it was soft opening,
Mhm.
and it even like screwed up then, and I was like, "Come on,
It's.
yeah."
But the one in Hollywood closed. So hopefully that means ours is closing soon.
Yeah, this one is on a timer. It has to be. And the best part of it is that it's a good cue for Halloween Horror Nights. But you know what? Okay, so I have this thing
How
about
many times
coffee.
have I said that?
It's a great cue for Horror
It's
Nights.
a great cue for the Chucky house.
But yeah, maybe not. Okay.
Stop!
She's the one Chucky fan. That was a terrible house.
I love
The
that.
animatronic was cool. That was it. Now you made me forget. Oh, coffee. There is a time and a place for decaf coffee. Never and in the garbage, right?
Right.
So I have the same idea. It's kind of the same idea for Fast and Furious Supercharged. There's one time that's good, and that's if you do it the very last thing. And that's because when you do it, then you're okay leaving the park because you're like, "Ugh, disgusted. Why can we do
Because
that?"
now you're just mad.
Okay, so I did it right. That was my
Mhm.
last. That was my
Yep.
last ride of my last trip,
Yeah. Yeah, because
and
it sucks when you leave, and
it was
then that makes it a
horrible.
little easier.
I think that's what made
You're like, okay,
me
I
really
think I'm
bad.
done with the day.
I was like, this is how could it be that bad? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Who greenlit that anyway? I mean, was nobody paying attention? They're like,
Nobody
yeah,
ride it.
that's great.
Nobody went
You
on
know.
that. Everybody,
They're like, Fast and Furious? Yeah, sure, whatever. And like went on about their day.
it's terrible.
All right. So we're going to kind of talk about these in the same vein, even though I know that half of this is in Islands of Adventure, but it is your connecting point between the two parks. So Hogwarts Express King's Cross is on the Universal side, and Hogsmeade is on the Islands of Adventure side. Personally, I would rather just walk from Universal to Islands. I don't want to get on at King's Cross. I will get on at Hogsmeade though.
I don't mind. Like it is what it is. I like it. It definitely for like my daughter's a Harry Potter fan, so like she loved it. When we went, it was busy. It was in January too, like so it was weird. Um, it was just a busy weekend, I guess. I waited like an hour to get on this thing, and I was like, I don't know if I'd wait an hour again, but it's a fun way to get from park to park. However, I did time it from King's Cross all the way to Hogsmeade. If you walked around, it was about 15-20 minutes to walk. So it's really not even that far anyway. So it's
And you can get Voodoo Donuts on the way.
yeah, exactly. So it is what it is. If you have the park to park ticket, you have to, right? Like that's really one of the major reasons to get that ticket. So
Yeah.
I'd go on it. I wouldn't wait an hour again, but it wasn't bad.
I like it, but yeah, if I'm thinking about going over, I'm checking my app to see what the wait
Same.
time is because if it's long and I don't have Express, then I'm not gonna wait for it.
Yeah.
We went in October because I had 8 people with me and 6 of them had never seen it. So we went in October and we waited at King's Cross for an hour and a half, I
Ooh,
think. And I
yikes!
was like, can we please not ever do this again?
Well, you gotta watch. You gotta watch. You gotta set that little thing in your app that lets you know when the time goes down or whatever. And I would say that I definitely ride it more coming over to the studios more than
Yeah.
going over to the islands.
That also the Hogsmeade line queue is not nearly as rough for my knees, and I don't know why that is, but
Okay.
yeah. So I don't mind that as much as I do the King's Cross one. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you.
Hmm,
Don't know.
interesting.
Um, but then once you're in Harry Potter land, we've got Escape from Gringotts.
You just pissed off every Harry Potter fan.
I'm twitching over here.
I see that, Ellie.
I'm sorry. You want me to
I
be
can't handle that
specific?
stuff.
I can be specific. What, Harry Potter land? All right, let me be correct. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and on the Universal side, it's Diagon Alley. Harry Potter Land was easier to say. Anyway, you've got Gringotts. Escape from Gringotts. It is a roller coaster, but it's got 3D glasses. Now, I love roller coasters and I love Gringotts, but I really wish I didn't have to wear glasses while I was on it. And that's my biggest issue with it.
But they're like Hagrid's goggles, so
Yeah, but they fall off my face.
cool.
They are cool. They are cool. They are cool. I give you that.
I don't ride that one enough. I need to ride it more.
I love Gringotts. I love it.
Mhm.
I love the queue. I think the queue is one of the best queues ever. It is,
Definitely.
and I've said it multiple times. even if you're not into roller coasters, walk through the queue, chicken out at the end. It's definitely worth the wait just to go through the queue. I loved it.
Definitely.
I thought it was amazing. I thought the ride was amazing. I did see somebody on. I watch a lot of Universal TikTok. Obviously, I bring it up all the time. But this one person was like, "Oh, I wish they would. The one thing they would change is the locker situation at Gringotts." So, 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 so we were using child swap or rider swap. So we just brought our stuff in. But the lockers, I guess, situation is when it gets a little congested. It's very tight in there, is what this guy was saying. So I don't know. I never used the lockers there. So, but Gringotts itself, I love it. I think it's a great ride, a great queue. I love the ride.
I'm hoping that they retrofit all the lockers in the North Campus to be like the ones at Epic because that will speed everything up.
Yeah. Is that going to
Yeah.
be the same as like the Velocicoaster where you like put it in you on your way out? No.
Well, yes and no. Yes, it's going to be set up that way, but you're not going to. It's going to be photo validation.
Oh,
So you just
okay.
look at it and the locker opens. You don't have to worry about putting your ticket down your shirt
All right.
or, like people that have them on their phones or whatever. You're not, yeah, or go find a team member to give you one of the little paper tickets, temporary tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
You just, it'll be a lot quicker.
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Huh. All right. So you've made it out of Diagon Alley at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter
With or without butterbeer?
with butterbeer, obviously.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You gotta have a little sweet treat for the walk. Of course, we stopped. We could get ice cream there too if you want. But butterbeer was important, so we all have
Yeah.
butterbeer now. And we are walking towards Men in Black. It is a motion simulator ride that you shoot aliens and you lose really horribly to anybody else in the car with you. I love Men in Black. It's a must do. If I'm there during the day, if I'm there for HHN, it's a must do. I love Men in Black.
I love it too. I any sort of arcade style game is great. Um, that and as I just said, that Minion Villain Con, I'm not the biggest fan of. This one I love. It's I think it's a lot better than Villain Con, to be honest.
I was gonna say I would, but I have, and I still would go on it over and over and over. Ask Noah Taylor. Around and around, and we just going over. He come to Men in Black down the thing, and then right back around to the thing. Yeah, I love it. I want it in my backyard.
I really like when we have Harper there because we don't have to go down the stairs.
That's true. Yeah.
She has
Good thing she's in a wheelchair. But yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I would like to see them kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. It needs a little love, I think, but I don't want it to go away. That would be sad. That would be sad day. I love it.
That would actually be devastating. I actually think I might cry over that one.
A couple weeks ago, Brian turned on the movie, the original Men in Black, and I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something because I don't sit still well. And I was like, "You watching Men in Black?" He's like, "Yeah, I've never seen it." Excuse me? I'm like, "Well, you will sit right there and watch this movie now." I'm like, phew. But
He's
yeah,
never seen Men in Black? That's
well,
crazy.
he has now, but I couldn't believe it. No, you have to see it. It's great. It's a great one. It's a really, really fun ride.
Goodness. That's shocking. I'm going to say something about that next
Yeah.
time I see him.
I have a running list of stuff that he has to see.
All right. Well, we've made it all the way to the Simpsons area.
No, I'm going back to Men in Black. I'll meet you guys later.
Yeah. No, well, we were there for a while. It's time. It's time to go think about getting on the Simpsons ride.
Simpsons ride.
I'll think about it.
I'm not. I'm not a fan, to be honest. When it was Back to the Future, loved it. Could go on it over and over again. Simpsons ride, for some reason, and I don't get motion sickness. I got
It
queasy.
makes me
It's
so
weird.
sick.
Very strange. Very strange. And we
Yeah.
know it's going away eventually because of licensing and all that stuff. and I
Yeah.
think it's about time, to be honest. So
I agree. That area needs something different.
yeah,
Listen, maybe this is just me. I don't like the whole carnival theme that we've got going back there. It just
No, I don't
feels
like it.
like I am in an entirely different place, and I
yeah,
don't like that.
Six Flags.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of
I wasn't gonna name drop.
Yeah. I don't like they have the games over in Jurassic Park area too, and I just don't they don't
Yeah.
fit.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yep, exactly.
Well, that's great. We got one more ride in the Simpsons area, and that's the Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl. I'm good on that.
I would
Yeah,
go on it with my kids. But yeah, it
I
doesn't
might get on it if Harper asked me to go with her.
it's like it's Dumbo, basically.
Yeah.
if the kids want to go on it, I'm on it. Like whatever,
Mhm.
it is what it
Mhm.
is.
As long as the line's not too long, because most of the queue's not covered. Too hot.
Ugh, that sounds terrible. Well, now we get to end our day with some actual delights. We're starting at E.T., which is a must-do any time of the day for me. I don't care how long I have to wait for that ride.
Mhm.
I'll wait forever.
Yeah.
I love E.T. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
ET's great, love it. It's
Yep.
it's 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 like a dying breed, right? Like the old school dark ride. The queue is amazing. Everything
Yep.
about that ride is great, and yeah, it's a must do if you go to Universal. Have to.
Yeah, I think it's still great, and it's also super nostalgic for me. So, I mean, because it's the only one that's been there the whole time. So,
Mhm.
the only one that's left anyway.
All
Too
right.
soon.
And then for our last one in Universal, before we say bye-bye and we go to Islands of Adventure, is the Troller Coaster. Listen, I was so excited that it was called the Troller Coaster. I think that's so funny. I'm getting on it. If I can get on it, I don't think I can, but I'm getting on it.
You can.
I can?
Mhm,
It's
I've
not
been
one
on
that
it.
you... Is it one that I have to have a kid with me to go on?
No,
Okay,
no,
great.
She's
no.
so
It's like yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. It's
I'm
good.
convincing Noah to go with me.
It's
He's
it's
gonna...
cute. I mean, as long as the line's not too long, because it's a very short ride, of course,
Yeah.
but it's very cute. And Harper and Elliot, that was their first ride that they would go on over and over and over again because they felt like big shots because they could go do it by themselves. I went on it once with them, and then they're like, "Can we do it again?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "We want to just go the two of us." I'm like, "Go do it."
go
So I'm
for
gonna
it.
go
Yeah,
get a troll ice cream, twisted, both flavors, and they can ride it.
nice. Yeah, I know.
That's
I've
perfect.
never been on it. My kid's never been on it, so I can't really speak too much about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't open yet when we went, so it was still in the
Woody
construction.
Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. They changed nothing other than that they made it real colorful. But it's very very cute.
And they called it Troller Coaster.
They got that right, man. Because if they would have not, they would have missed that. I mean, that was just it had to be Troller
It had to
Coaster.
be. All right. So now we're walking out. Obviously, we got to stop at the Central Park crepe stand on our way
Yeah,
out. That's a
hundred
must do.
percent.
But it's time. We hop on the Hogwarts Express and we go to Islands of Adventure.
So if we're in that part of the park, I'm just walking out the front gate and walking across.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just saying. I'm just saying. But I forgot
We'll
we're in
just
your
go. We'll just go.
Taylor's Magical Day,
No, no,
sort
no,
of.
no, 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 no,
But
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
wait.
You're right. You're right because actually my order has us at the front of the park, so my segue didn't work.
No, I mean we can kind of back over by
Cut through
Transformers
like
and whatever.
Transformers over
It's
there.
okay.
We'll go
Yeah,
ride
I'm just saying.
Transformers again.
Realistically speaking, I'm not backtracking to that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna keep. We're just going.
We'll just pretend I didn't say that.
All right.
the Universally Epic Podcast is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel, a Universal you preferred travel agency. If you're looking to plan your next Universal Orlando vacation, let's do it together. As certified Universal specialists, we can help guide you through the planning process with helpful tips and tricks along the way. The best part, all our travel planning services are free to you.
When you book your Universal Orlando vacation with us, you qualify for an exclusive booking bonus offer from the Magic for Less Travel, a $25 Universal gift card for all vacation packages over $2,500. Ready to start planning? Email the podcast at universallyepicpodcast@gmail.com and start planning your next epic Universal vacation today. Guess what, guys? We're walking into the majesty, the beautiful, wonderful theme park music that I absolutely adore and do listen to pretty frequently. The port of entry. Woo, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
We love it. It's beautiful. We had to stop and we had to take our pictures at the front to get into the park. But then we happened upon the Incredible Hulk coaster. It is a roller coaster. It's I keep saying age and not height. Its height requirement is 54 inches. I am, contrary to popular belief, tall enough to ride the Hulk.
She wears wedges. Universal, if you're listening, you might want to check her next time.
My hair is going to be a different color by then. They can't identify me.
Photo validation, baby.
Anyway, I'm getting on the Hulk as long as it's not a super long line, because that like incline in the ride queue is awful for my knee.
It's so long. It's such a long
so...
one. It's a never-ending ramp. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, I love the Hulk. I think it's a great roller coaster. I love the launch. It just looks like you're getting shot into the sky. It's great. I've always loved it, and I did get stuck on it once when I was a kid. When I was younger, it was wild. But yeah, no, it was. I love it. I love the roller coaster.
Okay,
I love it. I loved it. Now I'm old and feeble. And no, if I could do the launch in that first, and then around the corner and then get off, I'd be better. But it's like after the very first, that first inversion, and then the corners around, after that, I hang on for dear life. For some reason, it feels more rough to me than it used to. But yeah, no, I would absolutely go on with you guys. Absolutely. I wouldn't probably go on it if I was in the park by myself.
That's fair.
But I would absolutely not turn it down with friends.
After the Hulk, we go to the Stormforce Excelatron Superhero Island.
Marvel Superhero Island.
Marvel Superhero Island. It is a kids ride. I've never been on it. I didn't even know it was there. I kind of have blinders on walking through most of that area because I'm like trying to get somewhere almost every time I'm walking through there. So
yeah, I'm usually just heading Hulk then to Spider-Man. So like I kind of like skipped that whole area there, to be honest.
Yeah. I actually would enjoy going on it, but I do the same thing. Walk right past it because I mean it's nothing special. So yeah. It's kind of a throwaway. But if I were forced on it, it would be fun.
Probably see
what
something
kind
like that.
of ride is it? Oh, okay.
Like a spinny ride.
Yeah, one of those.
Okay. Understood.
You probably find that in another type of park, right? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Skating right past that one. We're going to Dr. Doom's Fearfall. I don't like drop towers. There's no way you're getting me on there alive. I'd like you'd have to drag my body on there. There's no way. I would have a panic attack in the queue. There's no way.
We could roofie you. Then you would be alive.
Yeah. And that might be the only way you could get me up there.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one. Like themed drop towers, like Tower of Terror. Yes, I'm on. I'll go on. And that's not even like really a drop tower. That's more of an attraction, you know. The drop towers just never excited me, to be honest with you.
I agree. It's another throwaway.
I heard the line queue is really cool. I had a friend who like took a tour from Dr. Doom through the line queue.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he was there for like the Orlando Informer event, and nobody was going to Dr. Doom's Fearfall, and Dr. Doom was just like standing outside, and he was like, "Can I just go through the queue?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So he just like chatted with Dr. Doom through the line queue.
Oh, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it is kind of set back. I could see how it would get missed as well.
You do have to be 52 inches to get on that. Unfortunately, I'm tall enough, but I'm not getting on it. It's not happening. Then we have the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. That is a motion simulator ride, much like Transformers, but it's incredible and it's Spider-Man themed. And I ride it every time, except for last year because it was closed for refurbishment. That really hurt my feelings.
I love Spider-Man. Like I love the ride is great.
Yeah.
I feel like Spider-Man is like to Islands of Adventure what like ET is to studios. It's like their classic like must ride attraction, but it's like that nostalgia feeling too. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. It's so good. Even then, the queue is great, and stop and look at all the little details, and I like even like the areas where it's like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's
I
fun.
love Spider-Man, so
Yeah,
I just get really excited.
yeah, it's a good one. And that was like the number one theme park ride in the world for how many years in a row. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I would say ride wise, that probably Transformers is a little better just because it's newer. But nothing could make me not love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right, we're still walking, guys. I know it's been a long day.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Walking. We're still walking.
We knew that coming in.
We go right on over to Toon Lagoon, where we first encounter Popeye and Bluto's bilge rat barges. I really, really don't like water rides. I'll get on it if everybody else is getting on it. I really don't like it.
I think that's what it is if you're going on with a group, you're gonna have a lot better time.
So fun.
And it's one of those I kind of like doing the whole Toon Lagoon thing. If like you're heading back to the resort in the middle of the day, and like you're gonna be able to like get out of your clothes, and because you're gonna get soaked, like no matter what, like on that or Dudley Do Rides, like so. If you're into getting soaked, go for it. Like you're gonna get destroyed with water, like absolutely.
Don't wear
destroyed.
jean shorts.
Yeah, it's it's but it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, and especially with a group of people, it makes it a lot more enjoyable as well.
We abandoned my friends for this part when they were here in October. We abandoned them for these. I went back to the hotel.
So. I mean, I agree with Jim. Timing is key on it, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the person across from you just gets dumped on that.
It is funny.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's a lot of fun. And once you're wet, you just go around and do it again. Might as well. You can only get so wet, right?
Yeah. That's so fair.
Yeah. I think it's one that you need a little planning for. You don't want to just kind of happen upon it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
They wanted to do it 2 hours before HHN.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So, next up, since we're already wet, we're already here. Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Now, my friend could not for the life of him remember what the name of this ride was, so he kept calling it the fella ride. He was like, "Oh yeah, that fella, the fella ride." And so that's just like, he still continues to call it that. He knows exactly what it's called now, but he still continues to call it the fella ride. And it's stuck in my head. That's the fella ride.
Okay.
Again, I'll get on it if everybody else is.
It's so unique, though. You know, it's the only. I mean, what other ride do you know that actually goes below, like the water level?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
It's a fun ride. It's a classic log flume ride. It's one of those things that like, and I love the different cutouts, and it just seems so old school. It's so great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like watching people come off of it.
It's kitschy, you know. It's silly, but you accept it. It works for it. I would think.
No, yeah, we just went back to the resort, and our friends were like sending us pictures, and they were like, "Look, we got so wet," and I was like, "You guys better hurry to the resort, or else I'm leaving you at the front gate. Goodbye." Um, but they made it back in time, kind of. They made it with like 5 minutes to spare. They had enough time to like change their shirts, and then we left. Um, so next up we have Kong. Skull Island Reign of Kong is actually what that ride is called. Um, but that is also a motion simulator ride. You're in a bus, you go see King Kong mess up some dinosaurs, and then you get to see Big Monkey at the end. I love King Kong.
Well, he fights the T-Rex too. Don't forget that's a
Yeah, he
fair
does.
amount of shenanigans going on there.
Sure, there's a lot of shenanigans in that ride for sure.
It's a good ride. I liked it. I know it gets a lot of like heat for like not being that great. I thought it was a good ride. I enjoyed it.
Better without the 3D.
I 100% disagree. I don't
No?
like it anymore without the 3D.
Oh, that's so
It
sad.
looks weird to me without it.
That's fair. I was excited that I didn't have to wear the glasses. I just don't like wearing the glasses.
I get that. Definitely get that.
3D, like if I could see a 3D screen without having to put anything on my face, I'd be super here for the 3D. But I don't like the glasses.
Like maybe a 2.5D.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And Big Monkey at the end, which is why I ride it anyway.
Okay, so here's another one. So I have these issues with not naming things correctly, proper nomenclature, but I also have a problem with how the size of that thing's head doesn't seem to go along with the other parts of the ride. Like when he's fighting that T-Rex and they're like all over you and stuff, I just don't think I don't know. It doesn't calling BS on it. It is cool though. It's so cool. So cool though. The only thing it's lacking is it needs to have banana breath.
Sometimes it does.
No. Does it really?
Yeah, sometimes. It's worked the last couple of times we've been on Kong.
You're messing with me. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I rescind that. Scathing remark. I enjoy it.
I think that it does need to work every time.
Yeah. Or at least once when I go. Now I'm on a mission. I have 2 missions now. Get Jim to Halloween Horror Nights and
1,000
Banana
followers.
Breath Monkey.
That's what we need. 1,000 followers on TikTok. I'm going.
Well, here's the problem. I don't do TikTok.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm just.
I guess I'm not going.
Get a billboard. There's time. There's time.
We got time. You're coming with us. We've got time.
I don't wanna.
Then you shouldn't have made the deal.
You're right. I'm trying so hard to gain followers. You would think I wouldn't wanna.
All right. So after we get to go see Mr. King Kong himself, we actually get to go over to Jurassic Park. The first ride that we encounter here, based on the direction that we're coming in from, is
Taylor's favorite.
Pteranodon Flyers.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you have to go through that part first. Don't worry, we'll talk about the Velocicoaster. We're getting there. Pteranodon Flyers. I have never been on it.
Have you not?
Harper and I were gonna go.
It's so good.
But the line was like 120 minutes long when we were all in Camp Jurassic, so we didn't go. And we just went and explored the caves that Jim's never been in.
Yeah, I've never been in there. I didn't even know it existed. I saw it on TikTok. Cool. I was like, what? Like, I never went in because my kids are a little older, and like I was like, it's probably all like kid stuff in there. I never even looked in there, to be honest. And then I see someone on TikTok exploring these caves. I'm like, this is great. Like, how did I miss this?
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But Trinidad Flyers, I've never been on, so I can't speak to it.
It's really good.
It looks like fun. I would have a blast on it. But don't you need a kid, right? You need a kid to yeah.
Unless
you have kids, like don't get me wrong, but
you can borrow one. Just
how small do they have to be?
I don't remember. Probably 48 inches.
It has to be under 56 inches.
56. Okay, well that's a little better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or if you go to the an Orlando Informer event, adults can ride it.
No, okay, good to know.
Without kids. But we rode it during COVID, we were down there right after Universal reopened, and I rode it with Harper, and Brian rode with Elliot, and so they were building the Velocicoaster. So, and it swings around there, and you got to see like a lot of the construction from above. That was super cool. That was super cool. I loved it. I thought it was neat because it's like a swing, but it's it's like you're flying. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What?
It was cool.
Oh, I'm so sad.
It's a good one, yeah.
All right. Well, we get off of that after Taylor finally gets to ride it. And we go straight over to
Taylor's favorite ride.
Adventure. Nope. We still got one more. The Jurassic Park River Adventure. It's there. I love everything up until you fall off a mountain. I don't like that part where you go down.
I love it. I
What
love.
is it called?
The
I like
T-Rex is not. The big dinosaur's not going to eat you.
She might. She might.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
she
it's a
just
good
wants.
ride. I love it.
Yeah, I like it, but I do want to go to Hadrosaur Cove sometime. I wish just once it wouldn't.
It would be cool. It would be
What are you
cool.
gonna do?
Maybe in the gyro balls we can finally see what's back there.
Oh, Jesus.
You're killing me.
It's so much
Gyrospheres.
gyro balls. And
That's
after
the funniest
we
thing.
recorded that whole episode, I went back and watched it, and I was like, I said gyro balls, didn't I?
It
I said
cracked
gyro
me
balls.
up.
Multiple times.
So funny. I loved it. I loved
I
it.
am
And
who
then I love Jim's rant too. It was awesome.
Every time. But yeah, so we've got those. I made the fatal mistake of going. I've never gotten really all that wet on this ride, and then we got put in the front row. I got soaked, and I was really mad.
I got wet on a water ride and I got mad.
I was mad. Every time we go on it, we're like in the middle, and like I get like a little splashed, and that's fine. But we got like soaked in the front row, and it was so bad. And Noah was like, "Oh, I've never gotten wet on this ride. Shows you." I was like, "Okay."
You can cut this part out, but did you guys see the reel that Molly and Alan made when they went out to Tiana's Bayou out in Disneyland? And apparently that one soaks you compared to ours here.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
did like a before and an after. If you can find it, go find it. And I think
I'll go look for it.
Molly posted it. I don't think it was under Alan's. So funny. I mean, it hits her right in the face. I mean, it's you'll watch it over and over. It's one of those.
That
Yeah, it's
sounds
great.
so funny.
Sorry.
All right. Now it's time, guys. Where Jim's least favorite thing on the entire planet is Fast and Furious Supercharged. My favorite thing on the entire planet is the Velocicoaster. The Jurassic World Velocicoaster is the full title of this ride. I love it. I love everything about it. I am so very, 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 very proud to say that I am taller than 51 inches, so I can in fact get on this ride. This ride is my everything. If anything were to happen to this ride, I think I would actually just like have like a full mental shutdown. I don't know what I would do without the Velocicoaster.
It's the best coaster in at least Florida, if not. I can't speak on all the ones I haven't been on, but outside of Florida. But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
It's so good.
It's
so butter smooth, and the queue's amazing, and
the airtime is just makes you want to like you think you're just gonna die every 2 seconds, and it's amazing.
It's a hands up coaster.
Just it's insane. Like I laughed the entire time because it was just so much fun. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. See, that's how it is at Halloween Horror Nights.
I'm
you
sure
think it's going to be terrifying, and you will laugh the whole night.
I think you're lying, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Yeah. Who would never lie to you, Jim? Ever.
I would totally would. I would lie to get people to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. But we can't let them know.
I'll completely admit it would be very, very funny to just see me there because
I would record you all night.
Complete mess.
Well, this is going to be a good year for Horror Nights, so
we're hoping. We're gonna bring you back so we can talk about houses.
You better.
I think it would be kind of disrespectful not to.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we've had all of our fun. Taylor's been on the Velocicoaster 700 times. It's time now to venture back into the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Hogsmeade. I almost did it again. It's time to go on back there, and because people are not here, there's no lines or anything like that. These streets are pretty empty. So we decide that it's time to go on the Forbidden Journey. So we're going. It is a motion simulator ride. There are some animatronics in it, but it is a lot of screens. I kind of like it. I don't like the seats for that ride.
They're pretty restrictive, and they kind of force you to only see forward.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing with all the screens,
Yeah.
right? You kind of don't.
Yeah.
I probably don't want to look around too much. You get like kind of disoriented. I'll say Forbidden Journey was my family's favorite ride. It was like it was so much fun, and it was so different. And once again, the queue is amazing. Again, not as good as Gringotts, but still really good. And yeah, it was like a simulator / dark ride. That's how I looked at it, and it was really cool. I loved it.
Yeah, that's one that I almost don't like using the express line for because you miss so much of the queue, and it's so fantastic. I love it. My cap is about 2 times, some maybe 3, but yeah, I get a little sick after if I do it too many times back to back to back. And that's another one my kids will just go on over and over. They're crazy, which it's great. They have a really good gift shop there though, so I'll hang out in there.
No, I love all of Hogsmeade. Hogsmeade is such a nice place to be, so I don't really.
Brian can only go on that one once, and then he has to sit out. Yeah,
that makes sense.
He's an old man.
Noah does not ever want to get on Forbidden Journey. Sometimes I can get him on Gringotts, but he does not like the ride cars for Forbidden Journey.
Well, the ones for Frankenstein Experiment are going to be a lot better. So I think they learned their lesson. People didn't like those.
Well, I think that even if the cars were awful and the seats were terrible for Frankenstein, Noah's still getting on that ride 72 times.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, the reviews for that are ridiculous right now. Like everybody's saying that's one of the best rides they've ever been on. So.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. Ooh. All right. So we had our fun on Forbidden Journey. It's time for Flight of the Hippogriff.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? Like I just don't want to wait an hour to go on a 30-second ride. Like that's all. Like, if you can get on it for a short wait, go on it. But it's nothing special, to be honest.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I share the same idea. I wouldn't wait longer than like 10 minutes, probably. For it.
I'm glad it's there though, because it is a good introductory one for kids. To kind of build up their confidence a little bit. And
the next one has a really long name. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. It is another roller coaster. The height requirement is 48 inches. So pretty much the same as the other ones, except for the Velocicoaster. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. I hate most of that line queue that's outside. It's really cool outside, but I don't like. It's really hot back there.
That's fair. The ride itself is amazing. It's if Velocicoaster wasn't in the park, this would be the number one coaster at Universal. It's great. It's different. It's a very cool, you haven't experienced anything like it on a roller coaster before. There's like a vertical drop, like not like you're not just going down a hill. It's insane. Then like 7 launches. And you're going backwards. It's so much, and it's great. And I got my son on this, And we're like, yeah, you could try it. And I'm like, see, it doesn't even go upside down. That's his thing. Oh, I don't want to go. No big drops. I said, look, there's no big drops. He got off of that, and he looked just shook, right? But he did it, and I was so proud of him. And he eventually loved that he went on that because he was like, wow, that was crazy. So that was
Would
a
he go
good.
on it again?
I think he would. I think he would. He wouldn't
Good.
go on it right away, I would imagine. But if we went
Yeah.
back, he would go on it again.
Now Harper, who goes on Velocicoaster, won't go on Hagrid's.
Oh, that's interesting.
Does she just feel too exposed?
She's
Like,
goofy.
yeah, she is.
Well, okay, so when she went on it, now granted, this was before we moved down. It's several years ago. I mean, and she's only 12.
Yeah.
So she sat in the sidecar and it kind of rocked. I mean, it not knocked her around a little bit. That's saying too much. But she didn't think it was that pleasant. So now she refuses to go on it again. I'm like, dude.
I'll get her
I'm like,
on it with
you'll
me.
go front or back row in Velocicoaster, but you won't go on this.
But you're not.
It's
You're not
just, the
like,
math doesn't math.
maybe it's like you're not directly next to the person you're going on with, right? Like there's a space there.
Mhm.
So maybe that has something to do with it. Where it's like Velocicoaster, you're sitting right next to each other. Like you
That's
could
true.
literally hold hands,
Yeah.
But like
We
the
did.
side car and the other, you do have a space there. So for maybe for younger kids, it could be like, oh man, I'm kind of separated here, and I'm like on my own going through this thing that's launching me 7 times and backwards and down, and like I could see it. I get like that might be. I'm not speaking for her, but like I'm just saying like that.
No, you're
Possibly,
probably right, but she's
If I
goofy.
can get her to go on it with me, I can ride the bike. I can
There
get
you
on the
go.
bike. I
There
can't
you
get on
go.
it with Noah.
She
He's
has
too
a
tall for the
pass.
sidecar. Always makes me very sad. We get to the Hogwarts Express, which if we were going back over, I'd be like, yeah, let's go back over. But we're not going back over. We're not done here. We got a whole nother land to go to. We're not done.
Can we stop in the All Hallows Eve store?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Okay, good, because I keep trying to go there and then I just never make it.
Yeah, no, we can go. We can go.
Awesome.
Everybody can get their little spooky merchandise, and then we'll head
Nice.
over to Seuss's Landing. I love Seuss's Landing just like as a whole. I think it's so cute. But the first thing that we encounter is the high in the sky trolley train. I have only been on it once, and it was this year, and I was so excited about it.
I love it. I that's one I will actually like. I mean, not wait forever, but I will wait in line to ride that happily,
I
sort of
agree.
happily.
It's
Yeah,
definitely a must ride. It's definitely a must ride. And the views that you get of the park on there are spectacular.
and I
It's
love how
amazing.
both sides are different too.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
We went on the side that doesn't go through Circus McGurkus,
Ah.
which is really sad, and I really wanted to go through the restaurant, but it's fine.
We went on it after we did the Grinch breakfast this year, and we ended up being on the side that went through Circus McGurkus, and it was kind of cool to look down and see the Grinch and all the Hoovians.
Yeah, Hoovians.
I don't even know. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, I mean, I'm getting on this ride if it's doing what it's got to do. I'm getting on it. That was super fun. I really enjoyed it. Also, the line queue's cute. I like the little. I cannot remember the name of those things. The yellow creatures.
Starbelly Sneeches.
Thank you. Those things. I think they're super cute. We've only got 3 rides left. The first one of the 3 is the carousel. How are we feeling about that?
Like,
It's a carousel.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I usually stand outside of it while my kids go on it like 4 times.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen a line over there. I really don't
but
feel
not usually too much of one.
Yeah.
It's cute, but it's cute. The rides the little critters are cute.
Another pretty good one that I will always get on, even despite Noah's protesting, the Cat in the Hat. I love the Cat in the Hat. I love it
I do
so
too.
much.
I love it too. It's like classic dark ride. It's great. I love it.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
needs some
Yes.
love.
Definitely. 100%.
It needs some love. It needs some paint. but I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a really nice place to sit down for a period of time while you get told the Cat in the Hat story.
Yeah.
And then for our final ride, before we all return to our rooms at Cabana Bay, is we're all staying at Cabana Bay. This is my tour.
Oh, okay, fine.
Is one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I've never been on this.
I have been on it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It
It looks
reminded me.
cute.
It's like a Dumbo / Aladdin type
Yep.
thing. Supposedly, if you listen to the instructions, you don't get wet.
Lies.
Is it like? Yeah, I was wondering that. I'm like,
Lies.
no matter what, I tried it, and I still got wet. So
Yeah.
but
If
it's
you
not,
listen to
don't
the
get
instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little song that goes on, and it'll tell you. It'll kind of talk you through it, but it's.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
But don't you're not getting soaked. You get like squirt like a water gun.
Yeah. It's not much. They take advantage of our naivete.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fine. I will not confine you guys to staying at Cabana Bay with me, but I'm staying at Cabana Bay. Where are you guys staying for the night?
Is it just one night?
Well, I mean, I guess we
'Cause
could
it
stay for a couple
matters.
of days. If you want.
So like see, I'm a bougie guy, so it's like Royal Pacific or Portofino Bay, you know.
All right.
Yeah. I would
Grand
say
Canyon.
Portofino Bay or Sapphire Falls. I love Sapphire Falls.
Well, I'm going glow in the dark bowling, so bye.
Well, we can do that and then go back to our respective hotels.
Yeah.
If I stay at Sapphire Falls, I can take my dog
Oh, that's
and
true.
my cats, really.
That's true. I could bring Salem. All right, guys. Well, that is it for our tour. Thank you both so much for indulging me on this. I just thought it'd be a little.
It was a good day. I like the Taylor Franklin VIP tour experience.
There you go. All right, so I guess I'll wrap it up. All right, Holly, I want to thank you for coming on. Listen to Holly at Unlocking Universal Podcast. Like, follow, and subscribe to the Universally Epic Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please leave us a rating or review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, join the Universally Epic Podcast community group on Facebook. This episode has been brought to you by The Magic for Less Travel. If you have any Universal Orlando trip planning questions or are looking to book your next trip, email us at universallyepicpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, have an epic week, everybody. On today's show, tickets. Oh my God!
Oh, you almost got it.
It's gonna mess up in like forever. No, we lost Holly's video and microphone. Oh no!
No.
Don't do this. We were doing so well.
She said the Fast and Furious gods have been angered. Okay, I forgot to take us to break, so we're actually going to take a break right here. We'll be right back.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Keep going. I'll throw it in.
They taught me that 3 seconds ago. This is still in Superhero Landing, or Superhero Island. Oh my God. Okay.